This is PropertyBT, a podcast of BT correspondents.
Sell a new condo unit in suburban Singapore, and a company may rake in 2 million Singapore dollars for a 900 square foot unit. Sell a condo project with a few hundred units, and a company might generate 1 billion Singapore dollars in revenue. Let's do a deep dive today into the love affair of Singaporeans for new condo homes and get insights on selling condo dreams. Welcome to PropertyBT. I'm Leslie Yee, senior correspondent of the Business Times. Singaporeans love new condo homes, and my guest today thrives on selling these dream homes and raking in oodles of cash for leading local listed developer GuocoLand. Welcome, Dora Chng, Residential Director of GuocoLand.
Hi, Leslie.
With a new condo home, a buyer gets a home which smells new and has not been lived in before. Such a home may have a modern, flexible and efficient design and be in a development with a comprehensive range of awe-inspiring facilities. Some condo projects sell very well at their launches. Dora, can you share what is the appeal of new condos over resale condos?
Sure. Everything is brand new, including the lease tenure, right? So that is an intangible appeal of being the first owner. New homes are also typically in move-in conditions. You hardly need to renovate it at all. And new homes also lend more modern facilities, also offers very efficient layouts, and usually near conveniences like MRT stations and malls.
But new condo homes are more expensive, right? Maybe 40% more on a per square foot basis than comparable resale units nearby. Do you think the pricing premium of new versus resale condos is justified?
I think new homes always provide you with new, fresh appeal because facilities are more than the older resale condominiums. Developers are also trying to include facilities that are suitable for the current lifestyles. So instead of just a clubhouse, for instance, clubhouses are now fitted with dining rooms so that you can host family and friends to celebrate occasions. Facilities other than dining rooms would include outdoor pavilions, sky terraces, where you can actually work from home out of the home. So such are options that the older condominiums may not offer.
Right. Dora, your group GuocoLand is making waves in recent years in District 27, to be precise, in the Lentor area of Yio Chu Kang Road and near Ang Mo Kio. Dora, what is GuocoLand building in the Lentor area, and how has the response been to your Lentor projects?
With our very first development in Lentor Modern, we were the only integrated mixed-use development in the area. We have a mall and it's also directly connected to Lentor MRT station, which is on the TEL line. This Thomson East Coast line, in our view, is very accessible. It actually links you to all the other MRT lines. Of course, being at Lentor also puts them near proximity to good schools. Lentor Modern launched to a great success, 84% sold during the launch weekend. Our second development there, Lentor Hills Residences, launched very well. Third development, Lentor Mansion. Fourth one, which also did very well recently, Lentor Central Residences. These four developments actually post very interesting fact for us. It seems like demand in the Lentor area is continuing.
Wow, actually, roughly how many homes in total from your various projects, and have these been mainly sold?
Amongst the four that are developed by us and Hong Leong, we have 2,213 units, of which 2,193 units are already sold.
Impressive. So your take-up of Lentor condo homes has been good.
Yes.
But has it been challenging marketing competing projects within the same vicinity?
I'm sure it is challenging. Honestly, when we launched Lentor Modern, we were not sure if people actually are aware of how well connected the location is. So we had to spend a little bit of time and effort educating people about Lentor. I think for most of us who have not been to Lentor, it is a location that we are not familiar with because there are hardly any housing there prior to Lentor Modern's launch. But now all new home buyers seem to know where Lentor is because they probably have visited one of the 6 developments show flats at Lentor already.
Dora, I'm curious, what is the profile of your Lentor buyers?
Most of our buyers, almost all of them are Singaporeans, with young families looking at going to schools in the vicinity. We also have downsizers looking at downsizing from their larger accommodation to a smaller one when they are retiring. We also have young homeowners looking for their first homes. Because we have a variety of sizes, we seem to have catered something for everyone.
What type of size or unit configuration is the most popular?
I would say at launch, the 2 and 3 bedrooms are the most popular. 2 bedrooms definitely attracts the first-timers and the downsizers. 3 bedrooms because for young families, it is the right size. So the 3-bedroom units are also very popular.
Private home buyers in Singapore can be very discerning and picky. This is probably unsurprising as condos are pricey and represent the single biggest purchase for many people. Dora, besides location, what do home buyers want in a new condo home? Have buyers' preferences changed over the years?
I think buyers' preferences have indeed changed. I think the median age group has come down from in their 40s to their late 30s now. Convenience seems to be a top priority for most buyers. Living near an MRT station actually helps with those who are not driving. Other than that, buyers also looking for flexible layouts. See, our lifestyle change as we age. So from 3-bedroom apartments when you require 3 bedrooms initially, as the kids grow up and get their own homes, you may not need as many bedrooms now. So a flexible layout that can actually give you a larger living dining space actually works well for some of these buyers.
You mean when you don't require the room, you just hack it away or how does that work?
So we actually design our bedrooms that are closest to the living room, for example, to be easily removed. So the flooring actually extends directly into the bedroom so that when you remove the wall, the floor is not affected.
So these are real selling points with buyers.
Yes.
Still to come, are show flats important? Also, should one buy the most expensive home one can afford? That's after the break.
Breaking news from the Business Times podcast team.
Hi guys, this is Emily Liu, your host of Market Focus Daily. I've got some great news. Come July, Market Focus is getting bigger. I'll be bringing in market and investment experts into the studio to share analysis and opinions on what moved the markets and what to look out for in the week ahead. Every Friday, starting on July 4th.
Look out for Market Focus Weekly from the Business Times or wherever you get your podcasts.
And now, back to PropertyBT, a podcast of BT correspondents.
Welcome back to PropertyBT. I'm Leslie Yee. Wellness and sustainability are growing themes in the property market. Speaking of wellness and green features, they could play a starring role in GuocoLand's upcoming project Springleaf Residence in Upper Thomson Road. This project is nestled beside a 30-hectare forest and has unobstructed views of the Central Catchment Nature Reserve. Dora, what are you doing that is new with this project?
In this development, we had to actually study the nature reserves around us and what is living in there, how we can strive a balance between being next to the native forest and also living with our neighbors who are in the forest. For example, less reflective glasses for the windows so that this actually reduces bird strikes issues, for example. We are also looking at how we can bring in the native forest species, the plants, into the development so that we feel and look like part of our neighboring nature reserve.
Interesting. Do you think buyers will be worried about animals coming into their home, eating fruits, messing up the place? Or do you think that buyers will generally welcome living right next to nature?
I think we had on purpose studied the space and our neighbors and how we can coexist amicably together. So this is the first development that went through this study and is designed as a development that can coexist in amicable terms with our surrounding. For nature lovers, I think it is rare to be next to the springleaf forest, rare to be near the catchment area, rare to be in such an environment where there is so much of green with unblocked views, and yet next to the Springleaf MRT station. So I think it is still a very attractive place to live in.
Consumers generally are getting more environmentally conscious these days, and green buildings can command pricing premiums. Dora, do buyers want green condos? And what green features do customers value?
I think being green is an effort not only determined by the developers, but also by the residents. Developers like ourselves will put in our efforts to make the development green in the first place. So, for example, we'll use solar panels in the development such that it provides electricity for the communal areas. We recycle rainwater as well. But I think living in a green development, for the residents themselves, they would have to put their hand into it as well. So, for example, when you are at home, how you will turn off the lights as you leave the room, for example, or if you do not need the lights.
Dora, today there's much fantastic technology available that can be used in marketing condo projects. Think of realistic virtual walkthroughs of a new condo project that help give potential buyers a good sense of what they're buying. Yet developers still invest much resources into setting up swanky sales galleries and gorgeously outfitted show flats. And crowds of people throng such show flats. Perhaps some people see visiting show flats as an enjoyable pastime. Dora, what is the effort that goes into building a show flat, and are show flats necessary today?
As the purchase of a residential home is usually the largest purchase in anyone's life, we will actually like to see and feel how the development looks like. So every developer would put in a lot of effort in designing the sales gallery and show flat in their best possible way to showcase the efficiency of the layouts, for example, run through the different unit types and sit down and discuss their preferred choices. Whether show flats are necessary anymore because the VR technology is so advanced now, it is so good, I think it lacks the feel factor. Most buyers wants to feel how, for example, the solid surface top feels like, or actually feels the space, the actual space in the room, or imagine when they are in the show flat, how their home will eventually look like. So this is still necessary in my views.
Dora, do you yourself have much say into how a show flat should look?
I do participate in the design of our show flats as well because I'm on the ground with the sales agents and our sales team most times, and we listen into what buyers are looking for. So, for example, the flex rooms that we are providing in our layouts are actually feedback that we hear from our buyers. In show flats, I think most buyers prefer to see how their homes will turn out to be. If the children's room can fit a study desk, for example, the ladies would love to have a dresser table, for example, in the master bedroom, and how it can fit.
Interesting. So, Dora, when you sell a project, you focus on the project's attributes. Still, home prices in Singapore have risen very strongly post-COVID pandemic. Today, the US is erecting trade barriers. The US and China are locked in intense competition. Growth in the local economy may slow. Dora, is it always a good time to buy a new condo home here? Should one buy the most expensive home that one can stretch to afford?
Okay, I think most of us buy a condominium on a needs basis. So, for example, if you're getting married, if your household is expanding, we have a second or third baby, you may want to move together, with your elderly parents. When there is a need, any time is the best time. Whether you are stretching to buy the most expensive unit or not, I think so long as you are buying within your means and affordability, it is okay to proceed with your intention.
Singapore has a high home ownership rate. Many people obviously value buying a good home for owner occupation. They can enjoy the home and over time reap capital gains. Dora, are the younger generation here into owning rather than renting homes?
We haven't seen a shift in trend yet. Most younger buyers are still purchasing properties, although there are not many because based on affordability issues, right? Purchasing and owning a home is an Asian belief. We want to own our homes such that we are not subjected to increasing rents by our landlords when times are good. Renting can be a shorter term thing. For example, if you are buying a brand new property currently and you have already sold your current home to finance for the new property, then in the interim, you will probably be renting for about 2 to 3 years.
Thank you to my guest, Dora Chng of GuocoLand.
Thank you.
That's it for Property BT this time. Happy property hunting. Next week, BT correspondents will be back with an all-new episode on markets, so do subscribe to our channel and check it out. If you have any thoughts or questions about the show, email us at btpodcast@sph.com.sg. I'm Leslie Yee. As always, thank you for listening. See you next week.
This is a podcast by the Business Times. Find more BT podcasts at businesstimes.com.sg/podcasts. Or wherever you get your podcasts. This podcast is meant to provide general information only. SPH Media accepts no liability for loss arising from any reliance on the podcast or use of third parties' products and services. Please consult professional advisors for independent advice.